What's up, guys? Here's a state of the shack, because we are in the shack. However, it is, as you can tell behind me, nighttime. I'm sitting here waiting for some people to leave, so I figured I'd throw y'all a video real quick. I think you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. I know I'm looking at the camera, or I'm looking at the screen when the camera's over here, so I don't know. Things going on right now. Not much more than last time I addressed you. As you can see right there, there's a big stinking list of things I need to get done. And I have very little time. This last weekend, or last week, we had Texas had gotten a storm. Well, I went over there this weekend with my boat and I was trying to help out some. Brought some water over there and all of that. This weekend I might have off if that hurricane that's coming this week doesn't do anything. They say it's going to turn and go up the East Coast. Oh, excuse me. But it's funny because it's following the exact same path and characteristics as Katrina did. And they said Katrina was going to go up the East Coast, crossed Florida, became a major hurricane again, and bombed Louisiana. So we're going to wait and see what it does first. But on the agenda, other than just regular usual stuff, the Rhino is still right there. Haven't done anything with it. The bearings are still here on my table. Those were seals. But I still got to put the wheel bearings in that. I still need to get a set of tires for it. I'm supposedly getting the paperwork for this coming week. Not the tire, the bike. I have to order a carburetor. The carburetor on it's done. I was able to rebuild it once, but it was Now everything in it that was corroded before has finished corroding because of it just sitting. So it has to have a carburetor. A used one is like $350. So I'm not doing diddly with it until after I have paperwork, and I know I have paperwork, everything's ready. Then I'll put money into it. There's no reason to put money into something I don't even own yet, technically. So I can put money into other things. Or, in the case of the four-wheeler I'm supposed to be buying, I can pay that off. Problem is just getting money. That's why I'm doing all the side work right now. Not doing any shack stuff really. Well, let me go through a list for you. This is the list I have to do in the next 2 weeks. For Mine's trucks, I gotta rewire the reverse lights, blinkers, fix the fuel filler neck, and the fuel gauge. That's on one vehicle. Another truck, I need to fix the wheel seal. So think of one of these on a rear axle. I have to replace that. Change the oil, and because all the oil leaked out onto the rear brakes, I have to change that. Change the rear brakes. I think that's it. Oh, and I need to tighten the parking brake cable. Third car needs the front brakes and disc replaced, and it has evap leak somewhere, so it keeps getting a engine code for the evaporative system emissions or whatever, Obama stuff. There's a golf cart down in Chalmette I have to change a motor on. That's easy money though. The guy has the parts and everything. My truck, I gotta do videos on it. Oh, yes, I'm going. I had over the last 3 days, I've had 12 hours of sleep. I know, some people, that's, way more than you get, I know, but for me, I'm used to getting up at 8 o'clock, I've been getting up at 6 o'clock, and I'm just not used to it. Yeah, be jealous. My truck, I got to do my front brakes and rear brakes. Pulling a boat all the way to Texas and back made that very evident. I need to do a transmission flush just because of its routine maintenance. Need to rotate the tires. You may have seen, no, I don't think I showed you. I have a tonneau cover on the back of my truck. It's like a roll-up deal that covers up the thing. So if I got any junk back there, I can cover it up and no one can see it to steal it. Well, it's just I bought a cheap one and it's proving to be very cheap. It's like stretching out and getting real loose. Now it's collecting rainwater, so I got to replace it. I saw on Off the Ranch / Demolition Ranch, he bought this thing. It's a bed floor that sits in the bottom of the truck, like 6 inches tall, and it's drawers underneath. So you can still park your four-wheeler up there, but it has these big slide-out drawers that can put all your junk in and lock. And then I'm going to put in some light bars on my truck. At least one on the front and the grill to help, because in the country the lights that are on they're okay, but they're not great. I mean, you put a light bar on something and then you go to normal headlights again, it's a big difference, which I need to put a light bar on that too, because those headlights do suck. I also want to put at least one light, the little cubes, on the back of my truck. Not only to assist with backing up to things, but for the people with high beams behind you on the interstate, give them a little something something. Let's see. The boat / trailer. Need to reupholster the seats because the sun is eating them alive. Still need to get a bimini top. I needed that since I got the boat. I need to fix the surge brakes because they don't work. They either need to be bled and adjusted, or I don't know. Then on the boat I need to clean the fuel compartment because I didn't have the oil container closed all the way that the 2-cycle oil goes in, and it spilled and it just made a huge mess in there. That, and I have yonder battery right there. I need to install. One of my trolling motor batteries is dead or dying. The Rhino, I said the wheel bearings, the tires. I want to put a light bar on that, and then I need to replace the winch. So that's everything I need to do in the next month or so. Automotive stuff has to be done. All this other junk, Boat stuff, really I need to clean up the oil thing because that's kind of a hazard. Not to mention, if I get water in the bilge and that pumps out, EPA ain't going to be happy about that. So I got to clean that up. Battery, have to do that before I take it out because of the, if my main battery dies, those are what jump it off. Sorry. But really, that's about it. I'm just in here, cleaning up, putting things together. Just ran the generators a little while ago to make sure they're all topped off and happy, in case the storm does make it this way. If it doesn't, the one behind it might, or the one in the Gulf might. There'll be one of them somewhere. We did just get our first cold front of the season. Can't tell, I'm kind of hot right now, but it's supposed to be 60 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow, which for here is going to be amazing. At least until noon, then it'll be back up to 80. But waking up in the morning, it being cool, will be nice. It means I'll be able to go outside and do stuff without sweating for 5 minutes. Moving on, I think that's about it. Just keep yawning. Sorry. Fishing stuff on the seat because I took everything out of the boat. Yeah. That's really about it. I got new tires on the boat so we can make the trip. That's the old one there, or one of them. I made the other old one the spare, because the spare tire I had was from 2005. This is 2017 now, so you do the math. It's like 6 years old. Tires aren't supposed to be over like 4. And that one sat out in the sun, so when you would squeeze on it, it would get all cracky from the dry rot. And it wasn't the right load range. The boat's supposed to be a load range D, 8-ply tire. It's like 21 or 2,200 pounds per tire. And the spare tire was like I think a B or a C. It was only like 1,500 pounds. So yes, it would have worked for low speed applications, but anything high speed, the thing would have blown itself apart. That tire is from 2011, so it's not as bad, but it's still dry rotted and old. It'll work good for a spare, because if you don't have problems with main tires, you don't need a spare tire. I've ridden these all around ever since I got the boat, never had any problem, but I've never gone long distance. I've always gone like up to the lake, down to Chalmette, over to Spillway, never within more than 20 miles. And it's never been any kind of high speed. On the way back from Texas, on the way there we did like 60 because I was overloaded. We had like, I think like 40 cases of water, a whole bunch of MREs, camping supplies, you know, we were loaded down. And then 35 or 40 gallons of gas in cans because we heard that every gas station over there was out. Well, it turned out we got over there, they had gas. But on the way back, everything was emptying out of it. I was able to get up to my approximation of the speed limit, which there was nobody else to judge that, so I went fast enough. Other than that, I think that's about it. I'm going to call it here. So you like my videos? Please comment, rate, subscribe. Have an awesome day.